What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneau Show. As you know, I am BrandonJaneau, and like always, you can follow me on social media: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. BrandonJaneau Show. Okay, BrandonJaneau Show is the pages of my social media pages, as well as my YouTube channel, BrandonJaneau Show. Uh, uh, as well, audio podcast platforms, all podcast audio platforms. Brandon Janu Show. Sometimes you might have to space it, or sometimes it comes together. Just depends on which podcast platform you use. But I should be on there if you type in, and I'm probably pretty much like the only person with Janu spell like that. Uh, so I hope you guys enjoy the episodes that are coming out tomorrow night. I have my debate show, my Life and Times of Music debate show, which is gonna be me talking about Drake's "Take Care" versus his "Nothing Was the Same" album. Which album is the better album to me in his discography? But yeah, and of course, Wrestling Life Royal Rumble Rate and Review show will be next Sunday. It will be Sunday coming up. Um, yeah, February 5th, so Sunday. Sunday coming up. That will be the rate and review show of the Royal Rumble. And this episode is Wrestling Life, and I will be talking about post Royal Rumble, Monday Night Raw last night. I will be talking about that, and also now some of the matches are being made at WrestleMania, and what's my take on those, and what do I think a lot of the storylines are about to go in the next couple of weeks, getting ready for next couple of months, getting ready for WrestleMania, April 1st and 2nd in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, Inglewood to be exact. So let's get into it. So, Monday Night Raw was last night. Um, Cody Rhodes, of course, opened the show and pretty much gave a really good speech. And I'm starting to see a lot of people being like, "Wow, I can't believe Cody Rhodes is like really like." For some apparent reason, I think people really did think people were going to turn on Cody Rhodes because he won the Royal Rumble, and on top of that, he's fighting Roman Reigns. And I think a lot of people expected people to turn on Cody Rhodes. So now that a lot of people aren't turning on Cody Rhodes, it seems like a lot of bloggers and a lot of people that do wrestling shows, they're kind of like shocked that Cody Rhodes is getting so much love. And it's like, I get it. Like I said on the Ring Review show just recently, the worst thing that can happen for a wrestler is time off because somebody else comes in and takes your spot. And Sami Zayn is somebody that has kind of come in and taken his spot. But my thing with that is, as much as I love to see Sami go to WrestleMania and go one on one with Roman Reigns, I have been a very big fan of splitting the titles. Splitting them at WrestleMania will be perfect. Have one night where you have Cody versus Roman. Have the next night be Sami versus Roman. I would personally put Roman against Sami for the Universal title because that's the title that Roman carries the most. That's actually the title that he's broken the history with the most. You know, he's only had the WWE Championship for almost a year. That's all he's had the WWE title for. But the Universal title, he's had it for damn near 3 years. And that is the title that if I was Sami, and if I was Sami, I would go for the Universal title because that's the one he cares for the most. And if I was Cody, I go for the WWE Championship because the WWE title is more of a prestigious. That is the WWE Championship. That is the real WWE Championship. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. It's so many people. Triple H. There's so many people that have had that title. That is really the most prestigious title in the wrestling world. But the fact that they keep pushing the Universal title as that is kind of like it's not the same history, bro. You're just not gonna make the Universal title doesn't have the same history, but the fact that Roman has held it for 3 years, if that is the title that everybody wants, should be the title that Sami Zayn goes after because that is the title that Roman cares for the most because he's had it for 3 fucking years. He's only been WWE champion for a year. That's it. You think it's been long, but it's only been a fucking year he's been WWE champion, where he's been Universal champion for 3 fucking years. That's a little different. So I would definitely. And when you hear the reign and all the days is really mainly because of the Universal title. He's had the Universal Championship for damn near damn near 900 days. That is crazy to say. But for damn near 1,000 days, this man's been the Universal Champion. And for that, you should take the title from him. That is the title. If you were going to split it, I would put Sammy against Roman for the Universal title. And that's the only title I would let Sammy really go after. The WWE Championship, I would say Cody. That's more prestigious. That's more up your alley. You should go after the WWE Championship. But Cody opens up Monday Night Raw. He pretty much just says, at the beginning of my song, I say wrestling has more than one royal family. And he said that is not only that is true, and it's no but in WWE, I think he said in WWE that statement is never been more true than WWE because not only do they have one royal family, they have two, which is the bloodline. And he's pretty much saying, and this is the Rose family, the full Rose family legacy versus the bloodline legacy. And it's interesting to hear that be put like that, which is very important because that is something that people again will try to like not use, but that is a massive thing. That is a massive thing because it is a legacy versus legacy situation. It is Roman Reigns trying to keep his family's legacy um in one piece, where Cody Rhodes is like, I want to be the man. I am the guy. I am the future. That I am the thing that will stop the bloodline from being this tyrant over the WWE universe. And that's something that doesn't go unnoticed to me. But um and I thought that, and my thing with the whole situation with I get into that. But anyway, Finn Balor in the Judgment Day comes out next. Uh, Finn is pretty much telling him, Cody Rhodes, like, you stole from me. You've been stealing from me for years. And you stole my number 30th entry. But they try to keep throwing Dominic in the situation and try to, like, make Dominic, like, uh, I guess, have some sense of, like, talk, whatever the fucking point may be. But Dominic he's trying to, I guess, be tough. This tough guy Dom shit. Can he drop this shit when I was in prison? Yeah, you were never in prison. Stop it. Like, this shit is so stupid. I wish they would drop that gimmick. Like, he needs to stop that. Like, dude, you never were in jail. Like, we know you weren't in jail that long. Like, and you weren't even probably in jail at all, to be honest with you. They probably drove around the block real quick and dumped your ass out somewhere. Like, but it's the stupidest fucking thing. And, Dom, I want Dom to fight Ray so bad now. It's getting to the point where I feel like even Damien and them are kind of like getting to the point where it's like, this shit is kind of stupid. um, um, if you know me, man, I've hated the Judgment Day gimmick for a while. I didn't like the group for a long time, and I thought with Damien, Finn, and Rhea, I thought it was a real dominant faction because I thought it could be something really special because those are all three NXT standouts. And under Triple H's tutelage, it would be great. But now it's kind of fucked up the Judgment Day. I'm sorry, he has. I'm sorry, he fucks it up. He doesn't make it right. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's something because it's like you got to protect this punk. It's like you got to protect this kid. Like, and these are three high level talented sons of bitches that they could really go bell to bell. If you don't believe me, go watch the Royal Rumble where Rhea went from number one to winning the fucking Royal Rumble. Like, she can go bell to bell. And it feels like they gotta protect this kid. But it's so stupid. I don't get it. And it's the classic old, he's a coward, he's scary, he's not gonna really do shit until he's forced to actually have to do something. And it's kind of like that. I get it. I've seen it enough in WWE to know that's what they're doing with him, but it's still stupid. I don't like it. Um, but Finn and Cody fight well, Edge comes out, and and now it's kind of clear as day that Edge is gonna fight Finn at WrestleMania. Like, they're gonna have their Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, which I am all for, by the way. And it will be the Demon Finn Balor, which I am also for, versus the Rated R Superstar, which I am also for. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking great. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna have that match. Dominic is gonna probably fight Ray sometime at WrestleMania. I think Damian Priest is gonna pretty much go with Dom because Rhea's gonna have her match at WrestleMania, which she announced also this week, which I'm the last night, which I'm gonna get into. because I've been a very big proponent of Rhea versus Bianca, but WWE completely was like, nah, fuck that, and WWE was like, nah, fuck that. Um, but yeah, I like, but that's how the segment ended. The first segment ended. Then it went into the Elimination Chamber qualified matches, which online it was like, oh, they're gonna make it for Gunther's Intercontinental title. But I think after seeing his performance at the Royal Rumble and seeing what he could actually do, I think you kind of have to be like, you know what? The only title that is kind of up for uncertainty is the U.S. because Austin Theory is supposed to fight John Cena. He's not gonna fight John Cena for the U.S. title. Now, if this is also true that John Cena might not be able to be at WrestleMania 39, then Austin Theory could keep the title and maybe fight maybe Jordan Gargano, which I wouldn't be opposed to. I think that'd be actually a really good fucking match. Him and Johnny Gargano, which is a storyline that they started, but they never really fucking ended. Like if you actually think about it, they started that storyline when Johnny got back, but they never really had a true conclusion towards it. So if Johnny's in the Elimination Chamber, let's say those are the final two men in the Elimination Chamber, but Johnny's this close, but he couldn't pull it off. Now you have Johnny Gargano versus Austin Theory at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. Sign me the fuck up. Let's do that. I am with that match. I think that'd be a perfect fucking match. And Johnny gets his first title at WrestleMania. That's all the fucking best. So that's even better. I love it. But Seth Rollins qualified, which it's that fucking Rollins. Come on, you know he's gonna qualify. Seth Rollins qualifies. He beats Chad Gable. Which, by the way, Chad Gable, man, if he didn't go up against Seth, I wish he would fight. Yeah, I wish he would be in this elimination chamber. I really, 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 really do. Seth beats Chad. Then Johnny Gargano beats Barry Corbin, which I love the fact that Johnny Gargano beat Barry Corbin. Listen, I'm not a big fan of Baron Corbin. I'm just not. I know he's very safe in the ring. I know he's one of the guys, but I'm just not a big fan of Baron Corbin. This new wrestling guy gimmick. The difference between when JBL did it and when he did it was JBL was original. It made sense, and he was already the WWE fucking champion. Like he didn't start talking that shit until he beat Eddie Guerrero. Like he didn't start talking until he beat Eddie. Like it said I'm a wrestling god. Like he didn't get that gimmick didn't really take off until maybe 6 months until he was champion. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't click until like he was already champion. He had been champion. He had put in some matches. He beat Eddie. He beat Booker T. He beat Undertaker. Matter of fact, I think that's when he started it. When he beat them all in a fatal four way. And I think that's the next SmackDown. He was like, "Because I am a wrestling god." Like, but to say Baron Corbin is the modern day wrestling god, but he's not showing it, it's kind of stupid. And it's like, get the gimmick away from him. He's not good at this. Anyway, but Bronson Reed beats Dolph Ziggler, which was another victory for NXT, which check all the boxes. I check all the fucking boxes. Bronson Reed, um, who I can also see go into WrestleMania and have a really good program with somebody. I don't know who though, and that's kind of the biggest conversation. Maybe him and Baron Corbin do something together. I don't fucking know. It'd be I don't know. That's an interesting one. But and there were some other matches on this segment on Monday Night Raw last night, which uh Damage Control still being women's tag team champions. I don't know who is gonna go up against Damage Control for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. I cannot tell you. I don't know. I'm getting to the point with that situation. Maybe you pair up Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez and maybe let them go against them because that'll kind of be interesting. I think that'll be an interesting because Liv has proven herself enough to give her a WrestleMania match, and Raquel Rodriguez is one of Triple H's star pupils, and he's gonna probably let her fight at WrestleMania this time. So if that is the case, put them against Damage Control, create some type of rivalry there. Um, yeah, you could do it in 2 months. They go to SmackDown this week. This week and start some shit with Liv and Raquel Rodriguez, and maybe that starts up something. Excuse me, but that starts up something, and I'm all for it. I think that'd be a pretty good fucking match, to be honest with you. Yeah, but Bailey and Becky having a really good promo, which this was the first time Bailey wasn't trying to be like the ding dong, you know. knock knock, ding dong shit. She actually really did give a real fucking promo, and I thought that was really good because Bailey can actually give a real promo, and she wasn't being a comedy, funny, Bailey, and she actually was really going at Becky, and I'm like, yo, this is finally something I can finally get. I'm already wanting to see these two fight. Me personally, I want to see them fight at WrestleMania. That'd be way better than me personally, but I could take this. I'll take the steel cage match next week if that's really what they're gonna do. And it's in Orlando, which makes sense because they started the four horsewomen in Orlando, so it'd be great. I think it'd be a great match. What else happened overall last night? And everything else kind of centers around WrestleMania. I mean, Cody beats Finn in the main event. Of course, like I said, Rhea chose her opponent for WrestleMania, and let me get into that now. So like I said, Rhea. I've been saying Rhea should fight Bianca. I mean, you teased that Money in the Bank. It didn't happen because of health reasons, which is understandable. But then you move from that, and then you tease it again at Survivor Series at War Games, and now you're just completely getting rid of it and saying, you know what, let's just put Rhea against Charlotte. And yesterday I was driving and I was like, they're gonna put Rhea against Charlotte, and it just clicked in my head. And it's before she announced it. I was just driving, going to get something to eat, and I was like, man, they gonna put Rhea against Charlotte. I fucking already. And I in my mind I was like, in my mind I was trying to like tell myself like, nah, they gonna put Rhea against Bianca, and it was like, nope, they gonna put Rhea against Charlotte. And I think I'm not mad at the match. I think I see a lot of people being like, "What the fuck? This is such a missed opportunity," and it is. It kind of feels like it's a missed opportunity, but is it? Because if Rhea and Charlotte go back, you got to realize when they fought 3 years ago, it was the pandemic. It was the fucking pandemic. Like they fought, I think, night one of WrestleMania for the NXT Championship, and yeah, I can't even remember who the fuck was the SmackDown Women's Champion at that time. I can't even tell you who it was. Um, but I remember, yeah, I remember that match, and I remember Charlotte going to NXT and fighting Rhea, and everybody was like, Rhea's the next big thing. She's gonna be just like Charlotte. She could go for years and years and years. She could be next big female wrestler in the company. And then again, this is Vince McMahon booking the fucking match. He he booked Charlotte to beat Rhea for the NXT Championship, which made no fucking sense whatsoever. Because Charlotte's not going to be on NXT. We fucking know this already. She's going past NXT. It was so stupid. He booked it as Charlotte beats Rhea at WrestleMania, which made no fucking sense. You're trying to create a new star. But again, this is Vince McMahon. This is the same man I hear in the 2021 Royal Rumble was like, the men's winner is going to be Edge, and the females winner of the Royal Rumble is going to be Charlotte. Charlotte, who just won the Royal Rumble a year ago. Yeah, she's gonna go back to back. That was the dumb. A fucking producer had to literally go up to Vince McMahon and be like, "Listen, we are trying to create new stars. Bianca is the hottest thing out right now. Why not just give Bianca the fucking Royal Rumble?" He literally said Bianca was supposed to get thrown out somewhere in the middle of the Royal Rumble, and they had to literally physically convince Vince McMahon to not just give this to Charlotte. He's like, the Royal Rumble is to create a star. So you're going to have Edge, who's already won, and Charlotte, who's already won. Win the 2021 Royal Rumble just to go to WrestleMania? That's stupid. We're trying to create new stars. And this is why I said, I got why they did this. I get why Triple H is redoing this because this is something that I think Triple H can recreate. He can rewrite the wrongs of what Vince did 3 fucking years ago. The NXT title probably wasn't as meaningful, but it was meaningful to Rhea because Rhea Ripley at that time had beat Shayna Baszler, and Shayna at the time was Shayna beat Shayna at that time was one of the most unstoppable women in NXT. This is why I felt like when Triple H got in power, Shayna would become that again, and she's kind of still trying to get that rhythm back, but this is why I felt like with Triple H in charge, this could be an interesting situation because as much as he loves Charlotte, I mean, he learned a lot from Ric Flair. As much as he loves Charlotte, he loves Rhea. And I feel like if Rhea is to win this match, it will that would be so interesting. Because let's say they do a draft after WrestleMania, Rhea's the SmackDown Women's Champion, and Dominic Mysterio go with her to SmackDown, but they keep Rey Mysterio on SmackDown, but they keep Finn Balor and Damian Priest on Raw, and they gotta like do a split, but it's still a Judgment Day, but they're two on SmackDown, two on Raw. I think it'd be so much better. I think it'd be a way better idea because then Rhea would have to then Damian and Dom and Rhea Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley would actually be Rhea's gonna dominate SmackDown until they get the women division right on SmackDown. But I kind of felt like this was kind of the dilemma that I felt like SmackDown was running into with Charlotte because who the fuck do you fight? And I see people saying, well, you should have just gave us Charlotte versus Oscar. I already saw Charlotte versus Oscar. Charlotte's beating Oscar every time. And I've seen Rhea fight Charlotte too for a bunch of times. But Vince was in control when Rhea fought Charlotte. And he kept giving it to Charlotte. And I feel like with Triple H being in charge at WrestleMania 39, this is going to be finally the crowning achievement for Rhea. They're going to redo everything she did. People forget Rhea won at WrestleMania 37. She won the Raw Women's title. The next pay per view, Charlotte came back and beat Rhea and took the title. They're going to redo all of this shit that's fucked up on. And I really do hope Rhea beats Charlotte at WrestleMania. Because if she does, then that tells me right then and there Triple H is really rewriting history for a lot of his people that went from NXT to WWE, and Vince McMahon just was stupid enough to just be like, nope, they're not big enough to topple this person. It's not about they're big enough. It's to create a new fucking star, you dumb fuck. And he just couldn't understand that. Because, and if you don't believe me, why the fuck they went to so many part-time fucking wrestlers, which I will get into right the fuck now also. But I hope he rewrites history. Rhea deserves to win this title if she wins. And on top of this, Charlotte's this new Charlotte shit, whatever the fuck they're trying to do, Charlotte needs a chip on her shoulder. Charlotte came back and won a title immediately. She needs a chip on her shoulder. She needs to get back to being, and I'm not saying she has to be a full heel, but she's got to be Charlotte Flair. And I think that this is the fucking problem. Charlotte's not one of those you could just say she could be in the middle. She has to be a heel. Like she's not one of those in the middle people because you're gonna respect her more when she's a heel because you know she's really a fucking heel at heart. That's beautiful. She's Flair's daughter. She's the dirtiest woman in the game, I guess if you want to say it like that. And that would make sense. Because her fucking father is Ric Flair. Like it makes sense. And I feel like this time around, Rhea's got enough heat that she can take the title from Charlotte. And you won't get mad. And plus on top of that, fans will be, excuse me, 100% happy about it. Now, they also announced a women's elimination chamber, which I kind of knew that was going to happen. I thought it was going to be for more so for Charlotte, but it's now for Bianca, which they're going to have a surprise six person, which they did like last year too. But I'm trying to think who could be the surprise six person. Nia Jax, I guess, because she's back. Um, Maybe Naomi. Naomi comes back in this elimination chamber. Yeah, I don't know who comes back in the sixth spot for the elimination chamber. Maybe Triple H goes sign somebody that we just don't know, and it comes back. I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting one. But I think Oscar wins this elimination chamber. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Raquel Rodriguez wins it either, because those are like the only two people I can see really fighting Bianca, and it being like an obvious choice. And I feel like if Oscar was to fight Bianca, this new Oscar, she would easily make sense to win the title. It would make sense because, and like I said, Raquel Rodriguez winning the title, it would make sense kind of, but it wouldn't generate. It wouldn't compute for a lot of people. But if Oscar beat Bianca, which by the way, they've never really had a real Bianca versus Oscar match, a Oscar versus Bianca rivalry. And with this new Oscar, it seems like you can really have it now because you don't have an Oscar that's really a heel, really a face. You just got Oscar, and that sounds like a beautiful situation. So I would love to see Asuka versus Bianca at WrestleMania. That would be great. I would love it. That'd be so great. And plus, just like Bianca's a pupil of Triple H in NXT, Asuka was like his first real official pupil of NXT, and he loved it. So he kept her undefeated until WrestleMania 34, where Vince McMahon thought, hey, why not let Charlotte beat Asuka? Which made sense at that time. I'm not gonna lie, that was actually a good idea to have Charlotte beat Asuka because Charlotte was at the time with her. But when you kept letting her beat Asuka, it's kind of now like, okay, dude, like Asuka gotta get one. Like it just didn't make any sense. Um, hmm. But real fighting Charlotte at WrestleMania 39, it's great. I hope Bianca fights Asuka. That's great. I hope Damage Control goes up against Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. That'd be great. Um, Now, like I said, part timers, right? I saw a lot of people run and scream, man, I wanted The Rock to be in the Royal Rumble. Man, I want The Rock to fight Roman Reigns. I want that, but I don't want it for the titles. And that's the thing. If Rock and Roman is to fight, make it like John Cena and The Rock, WrestleMania 28. You don't have to make it for titles. And that's my biggest thing because if The Rock came back and Roman's still champion and he has to fight him at WrestleMania 39, we already know Roman's going to win the fucking match. It's kind of obvious. Because if you give it to The Rock is literally a part timer. We're not going to see this motherfucker probably until SummerSlam. So it doesn't make any sense to have him be champion. So that kind of ruins this mystique of the match because we kind of like, Roman's going to win this. Like, it's kind of obvious. Like, Roman's going to win this match. And that's why I kept saying, like, it's stupid to have Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania 39 for the titles. What if the fuck is The Rock coming back to win the Royal Rumble for if he's not going to fight him for the titles? Or if you had a plan in place where Roman's going to go into the Elimination Chamber, but I realized when people came out and said Roman's not going to fight in the Elimination Chamber, he doesn't want to fight in the Elimination Chamber for the titles. You kind of eliminated that idea. So, because at least with that is a suspense towards it. But once they kind of got out there and said Roman's not fighting in the Elimination Chamber, I was like, yeah, The Rock's not coming back. I kind of knew right there, and I'm like, yeah, The Rock's not coming back. He's not coming back because I don't want to. And his thing, I'm one of the rare few people that don't want to see The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. I don't need to see it. I don't care for it that much. If The Rock comes back and fight Roman, great. It's cool. I would watch it, but it's not something I'm like pining over. It's not something I need. My feeling with that is because this storyline is so much better without The Rock. Like, how the fuck does The Rock come in and get heat for a storyline that other people have worked already and done amazing at? The Rock is coming in and taking heat from Jey Uso and Jimmy and Solo and Paul and Roman and Kevin and Sammy. Like, and then The Rock gets the fucking main event. How the fuck is that possible? Like, The Rock gets the main event over people that really have been working this angle and working this storyline for fucking 9 months. But The Rock gets the main event at WrestleMania. That sounds so dumb to me. I never understood that shit. That's my biggest gripe about the shit. It's like The Rock gets the main event at WrestleMania, but yet this motherfucker been on TV for what 2 months, and you gonna tell me in 2 months' time The Rock would make more sense to fight Roman at WrestleMania than Sammy or Kevin Owens or Jey Uso? That's three people that should be in line before The Rock ever gets a shot at Roman Reigns. Jey Uso, Sammy, and Kevin Owens. That's three people that should easily get shots at this man. And then Cody Rhodes, if you add a fourth and just say he just won a Royal Rumble, which he just did. I never understood why people kept screaming, make The Rock the Royal Rumble winner, because it's so stupid. Other than the money purposes, do you really want to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns? If it wasn't for the titles, if somebody was like Roman's going to drop the titles before then, yes, then Rock Roman, main event, make it happen. But Roman's going to keep the titles. Nah, I'm good. I don't need to see The Rock versus Roman. I'm good. I'm good. I already got one part time in the family. I don't need two. I don't need two fucking part time champions. I'm good. And I never understood that shit. My thing was this is also with this is that now people are starting to realize what I've been saying since fucking Survivor Series. And that is that Jey Uso People are now realizing that this storyline is really centered around Roman and Jay. Sammy was just a pawn in the middle. A really great fucking pawn, but he's a pawn. Sammy was a pawn. And people now starting to realize this. Like, oh shit, wait a minute. Jay walked out. Why would Jay leave? Because this has been the story for 3 fucking years, ladies and gentlemen. It's been the story of Tribal Chief. Jay's the only person in the bloodline that has disobeyed Roman. He's the only person in the bloodline that didn't like Sammy. Now he's the only person in the bloodline that liked Sammy. When Jay started liking Sammy, they hated Sammy. When Jay didn't like Sammy, Jimmy loved him. Solo wanted him to come out with him doing interest. When he would come out to the ring, he wanted Sammy to be a part of his matches, be around his matches. Roman embraced Sammy. Like, it was just like, y'all are now realizing this. And it's funny to me because I've already saw the fucking play. I'm like, Jay is going to be the one that kind of is like not cool with taking Sammy out of the bloodline. And what happened Sunday? What happened Saturday? Holy shit, Jay left the fucking bloodline. Now, do I think Jay's going to stay out of the bloodline forever? Fuck no. It's the bloodline. Now, I think he's going to start plotting on Roman. That's what I think. I think he'll start plotting on Roman. And when do you start plotting on somebody? When they're at their most vulnerable. When is he going to start that? WrestleMania. Roman, for the first time, really will have a match where, not like Clash at the Castle, but this is going to be the first time Roman's going to have a match where you can actually see him losing. This is a time where Roman can actually lose. And it would make sense. But let's say Jey Uso costs Roman the title. Because Jey 100% is just not bloodline. He's not in that core anymore. He's just like, I want to be Tribal Chief. And the only way I can be Tribal Chief is if I get this fucking title off of him. Because let's get real again. How did this really start? This started when Jey Uso challenged Roman for the Universal title. How do you get, and what did Roman say? When you are the champion, you are the Tribal Chief. You are the head of the table. I need this title to be the champ. I need this title to be the head of the table. I need this title to be the Tribal Chief. And anybody that wants to take this title from me, you're going to get it. How do you hurt somebody? How do you kill the Tribal Chief? How do you take this gimmick, this moniker that he's created away from him? You take the fucking belt away. I can't beat him, but Cody can. And and that is how the storyline's gonna end. That is how it's gonna stay. That is how the fuck it's gonna end. It's not gonna be anybody else. Jay's gonna screw Roman. I'm telling y'all this right now. When this episode come out and y'all post this clip and I post it on social media, y'all gonna be like, wait a minute. No, you're not. Watch what the fuck happens. They're gonna lose their tag team titles, the Usos. They're gonna lose their probably gonna lose their tag team titles to Sammy and Kevin Owens. Night 1. Night 2, Roman might tell Jay, Solo, and them to stand in the back. Something's gonna happen. Ref's down. Jay's gonna be the one that runs out there and try to give them some support or something. Or they're gonna get them kicked out of ringside, and Jay's gonna run back down there, and he's gonna screw Roman. He's gonna be the one that screws Roman. He's gonna kick Roman in the face. Cody's gonna catch him. He'll look at him and tell him do it. He gonna crossroads him, and then the ref gonna come to, and he gonna pin him. 1, 2, 3, and it's over. And y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? Jay just screwed Roman. Because Jay isn't the right hand man no more. Reason why? Because he's the only person that had to get beat into the bloodline. I've said this numerous fucking times. The play is so simple. It's so fucking simple. It is gonna happen. And you're gonna least expect it. Because now you're starting to see it, but I'm telling y'all, it's gonna happen so fast. You're gonna be like, what the fuck just happened? Jay's gonna screw Roman Reigns out the titles. Why? Because you're not champion. Which means you're not the Tribal Chief no more. Which means that's up for debate again. Which means I can beat you. And I can take that. And I can now be Tribal Chief. It's going to happen at WrestleMania. I believe Jay's going to screw Sammy. He's gonna try to get the trust back to Roman. He's gonna get the trust back in Roman. Oh yeah, 2 months in, he's gonna get that trust back. He's gonna get it back because he's gonna help Roman beat Sammy. He's gonna get that trust back, and once he do, he's gonna screw him. Night 2 at WrestleMania 39. He's gonna screw him. He's gonna be the one that screws Roman Reigns out the titles. Watch. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. I'm telling you. Because this is the play. This has been the play for 3 fucking years. Jay is the only person that has been disobedient to Roman. I can tell you, I can go right now and tell you, I'll go to clips, a bunch of clips, where Jay goes up to Roman and tries to get Sammy out the bloodline because he doesn't like Sammy. All when they're in the ring and they break character. But before they broke character, Roman's telling Sammy and Jay, like, squash this shit. I'm tired of this. Squash it. Right here, right now. Leave it in the ring. We're going to go in the back and we're going to forget about this. And Sammy's like, listen, man, I don't know what I've done to make you mad at me, but I'm sorry. And he reaches his hand out there, and Jay gets the mic, and he's like, man, Sammy, if you don't get that goddamn hand on my face, I don't like you. I don't like you around my family. You ain't, how you going to be part of the bloodline? And you ain't blood. And he's just going in. And Sammy's like, why are you screaming? Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? The tribal chief says he's one piece. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to do what the tribal chief say. And Jay literally says, man, I don't give a damn what the tribal chief say. You can see it. And Roman like, what the fuck you just say? Like what you just say? And that's what I'm talking about. Jay's the only person that has. Look at Royal Rumble. Look at the beatdown. You think Jay's in the corner for a reason? And he's like, I can't believe what just happened. Because he felt like his trust was broken. Like I said, Sammy wasn't just trying to get Roman's trust. He was trying to get Jay's trust. He was trying to get Jay's loyalty. When he tells Jay, whatever you need, I got you, that starts the friction. Jay's going to screw Sammy out of the title at Elimination Chamber. I can tell you this now. Jay's gonna, because he got to get the trust back in the bloodline. Roman's going to be very cautious of him, but he's going to be happy that he did it. They're going to lose at night 1 to Sammy and Kevin. They're going to lose the titles. Night 2, Roman's going to lose to Cody Rhodes. But how does he lose to Cody Rhodes? Because you never see who takes you out. Because when you blood, and it has to be a blood member. It has to be a bloodline member that costs Roman the titles. Because as long as Roman is still upright and he can fight, but it has to be somebody that he's trusted, that he's vulnerable to. And that's Jay. Jay's going to cost Roman. He's going to cost him. Watch what happens. He's going to cost him the titles at WrestleMania 39. When this episode come out, y'all going to be like, man, you lying. I don't see it coming. Shit. Watch what happens. Roman's going to go for something. Something's going to happen. Jay's going to run out, and he's going to kick the fuck out of Roman in the face. And Cody's going to catch him and crossroads his ass. And Jay's going to throw the ref back in the ring, and the ref going to count 1, 2, 3, and it's over. And y'all going to be like, what the fuck just happened? Because Jay is the only person that feels like, because his brothers are already lined in. They're already like tribal chief Roman Reigns. How do you break the family? You break it from inside. How do you do it? Jey Uso. You're seeing it. You're seeing it right now. But again, like I said, y'all not seeing how it's going to end. Because it's going to end with Jay screwing Roman. That is how this is going to end. It started with Roman and Jay. It's going to end with Roman and Jay. Jay's going to be the one that screws Roman Reigns out of the titles. At WrestleMania 39, night 2, get your popcorn ready. I'm telling you this shit right now. If you haven't seen this play, it's coming. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? Because Jay's the only person that actually feels like he should be tribal chief. This would not be happening in Jay's mind. This shit should not be happening. Because you didn't trust. Here's how Jay would probably be thinking. When I told you to get rid of Sammy earlier, you didn't trust me. I'm supposed to be your right-hand man. But you didn't listen to me. Time goes on. Sammy earned my trust. I trust Sammy that Sammy was going to do the right thing regardless. He had been doing it for us for the longest time. He earned my trust. And then when I trust him, you don't trust him. Why? Which means you don't trust me. it creates a friction, man, and it's already there. Him just walking out the Royal Rumble, that's one thing. Him costing Roman Reigns the fucking titles, that's different. And if you go back to when Jay finally was like, he acknowledged Roman as his tribal chief, Roman was talking about kicking him out the family. You got to do this because you don't want to get kicked out the family, now do you? But Jay's finally become his own man, and he's finally figured it out. So how do I take the crown away from Roman? How do I kill the tribal chief? I take away his most prized possession. And how do I do it? Because I'm the one thing he trusts. I'm the right hand man. And I'm gonna screw Roman out this fucking title so well. Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna be like, man, Brandon, you tripping. This is not gonna happen when this comes out. Y'all gonna be like, man, you tripping. I'll have it at WrestleMania 39. Watch. Jay's the only person that can get to Roman and can actually hurt him. Because you don't see, because loyalty is a son of a bitch. Loyalty and blood is a son of a bitch. How do you get the tribal chief? You make him vulnerable. How you make him vulnerable? Blood. The bloodline. Jey Uso. Yep. That's my prediction for WrestleMania 39. I think Cody wins, but he wins it because of Jay. Jay screws Roman. This has been this has been BrandonJaneauShow. I hope you guys enjoy this episode when it comes out. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but it's gonna come out soon. And like I said, when y'all hear this, y'all can probably be like, Brandon, you tripping. But until then, I am Brandon Janeau. Peace.